Dr. Hartwig is probably one of the most inspirational people I know. I met him about a year ago when he interviewed me for med school, and I didn't know it, but apparently he has his own Facebook fan page, and he's on Wikipedia, and he was on Jeopardy! Ooh, that's thunder.
It's a real privilege for me to be here and to be invited by her. I'm a very small part of her path, but when she showed me Red Balloon, I realized how big her vision is and how long and delightful that path is going to be. So it's a real treat for me to be here. I'm here in part because I have kids, and because I have kids, I know how important a red balloon can be. I know how important it can be when you throw away your child's deflated red balloon after it's been on the floor for 2 weeks and they didn't want you to. I'm here because I have kids, and because I have kids, I think I know a little bit about the world in which they live, because they really do live in their own world until a certain age. And as they live in their own world, their world is immediate. Music is immediate, music is preciously true, and children, up until a certain age, are also innocently, preciously true. And the word that comes to mind most when you have kids is resilience. Whether they're healthy or not healthy, they are resilient. And they are also immediate. I promised her that I wouldn't be serious tonight because it's a great occasion, and I won't be serious, but there is a really serious thing that I had to deal with recently, and when that finally was over and I was able to get home, my son was he was almost asleep, and I had the chance to go into his room and kiss him goodnight. And it was one of those moments when you have children, and I know that some of you in the room do, but most of you look so refreshingly younger than me. I know you don't have children. When I looked into his face, I gave him what every father, I think, wants to give his 4-year-old son or daughter at some point, and that was the "I love you so much" talk. And at the end of it, to my delight, my son looked up at me and he said, "Daddy?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Daddy?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Daddy, my butthole itches."
Kathy? Kathy?
Yes.
Kathy? My butthole itches.
This is the immediate world of children. To them, all things are tall, all things are strong, and they spend a lot of their time like this. Okay. And where you, as their parent, where you go and what you do is this. What they really care about is this, that you're there, that you're with them in their moment. You being here is also about the most important thing you can give a child, which is your time. That's what you can never get back, they can't get back. And that's the only ingredient of their memory. The last and only thing my son said to me when I was leaving tonight was, "Please come home 5 minutes before my bath." He didn't care where I was going, he didn't want to know where I was going, because it's that immediate. And you realize that other parents have many of the same experiences, and they all get what a red balloon is, and they all get what these red balloons are. And I thought in the interest of keeping it light, I thought I'd share with you a couple of things that children who are my children's ages, my children are 5 and 3, what they say. Other parents can do this in a simple document that I carry around a lot that's called "Things Our Children Said." And when you put the age on this and you hear these are exact quotes, it's very important to get the exact quote. When you hear exactly what a child this age says, you realize how important it is to be in their moment and to have something like Project Red Balloon. Because how can you not champion somebody who would say this when they are 4 years old and they just had an accident on the preschool playground and need a few Band-Aids. And after you make them feel a little bit more comfortable and put the Band-Aid on, they look at you and say, "Gravity is an underground bully." 5-year-old boy said, "I have one eye in my mind that helps me see my dreams." One parent said that when he brought his daughter home after preschool, they came in at just the right time that the cookies were coming out of the oven. And the house had that wonderful aroma in it, and his 4-year-old daughter said, "That smell is getting into my nose and making my mouth brain want to eat it." A 5-year-old boy said, "Planting trees is like seed littering. But it is littering that is good for the earth." Even in preschool, kids can handle tough topics like pollution and these things, and what they give back to you is that truth and immediacy in their moment. And a 5.5-year-old boy said at the end of that little presentation about pollution, he said, "God should put a new sheet of world on the world because of all the litter." Those were just a few of the profound things that children can say before they hit that certain age. And that certain age is when their world becomes the world in which you and I are living, and it's all one shared experience. And that has its own wondrous moments and outcomes. But for a time, they are in their world. And the one thing that I've noticed about when children leave their world and enter the world is when they begin to sing. Not because you're playing a song to them, or they're watching a song on the computer or on the television, or listening to a song on the radio in the car. They just sing a song because it's in their head. They've moved from their world into the world, and know that this is exactly the right thing to do for children at any point in time, and you're doing it tonight in this time. And that makes me very privileged to be here, and very thankful for the grace that is Jennifer Tran and what she's doing for making this world a better place. So thank you very much for having me, and I'll leave with a question. Maybe you can answer it by the time the night's out. A 4-year-old girl said, "Why can't we see music?" You can't answer these questions, but you can be there, and you're here now in part so other people can be there for kids when they really need it in those moments with a red balloon. Thank you very much.